Jamie's session because he is someone who's implemented this very successfully with Sky. So, Jamie, we're going to hand it over to you and let you set the scene in terms of the foundations for upfront pricing and also fixed pricing. But give us a little bit of context around the whole strategy for you.
Yeah, thanks, Brenton. The first thing to say, I think, is what we've discussed today has really sort of probably taken me 10 years of blood, sweat and tears around the whole sales process. So we tested a lot of things and we looked at results and outcomes. And at the end of the day, you know, what counts is what clients you convert. It's all about, particularly in sales, which is part of pricing up front and fixed fee model, is what clients can you convert. So, you know, focusing on results, and that's how we come to what worked and what didn't and what we're discussing today. So three of the biggest things in terms of the context is, I think context with this pricing is, 95% of it. So if you get the context right, what we're talking about, then when you do finally go to get the client to accept your proposal, your fixed price proposal or your upfront payment, it'll be because of your context. The first part of that, in terms of the context, is about yourself. So why you and why the client? What I just want to say there is, if you don't believe in the firm that you're working for, if you don't believe in the values, if you don't believe in the product, in the help that you're trying to sell the client, then the clients will pick that up. Because at the end of the day, I ask everyone, what is the client buying? At the end of the day, I'll argue that they're buying you. So if you're not rock solid in your belief around your firm, your products, and what you're trying to do, which is help the people and not just be there to make money, then clients will see through that, because we're only human at the end of the day. And the second question is, why them? Why the client? Because at the end of the day, it's to help others. And that's how I've always directed my practice. I've always tried to give more than I could. So it's about why you and why the client, and clients will see through any cracks that appear there in the sales process. The second point that is really, really important today, Brenton, is speed. But as soon as you get a lead that comes into the business or a prospect, if you're not onto that lead straight away, and the quicker you can get the client a proposal, the more chance of your conversion. Everyone knows, I think Practice Ignition just raised $26 million. And what is Practice Ignition? Practice Ignition is a fee generating machine, proposal generating machine that does it fast, and it helps you productize all your services, if you like. And you can see there that, the percentage of customers that, expect a call, within 30 minutes, it's like 90%. So at Sky, I'm always onto the managers about giving the managers time. As soon as a lead comes in, you must get onto that lead, within a couple of hours. The longer you leave that lead, surely enough, someone else is probably getting them a proposal. Brenton.
That's what I found fascinating about that slide, actually, is what's defined as immediate. And it's 30 minutes after the life cycle starts, so that lead's generated, which I think explains one of the big disconnects and probably a little bit off topic, but the disconnect between marketing and the sales division in an accounting firm, because a lot of the marketing activity that can happen promotes and generates really good activity and good leads. But then there's a disconnect coming into the sales division as to when those leads are actually picked up. They normally sit in an inbox for way too long. Then this obviously kicks in.
Yeah. And look, over the years, I've just been a machine at chasing leads. And if you don't chase leads, if you just give up, I think it's an important point. If you just give up on the first contact point, then you're 80% not going to win. Some of our biggest clients, I've actually had one client where he said to me, contact me in 6 months' time. And I contacted him in 6 months' time to the day. And they're a client in Sydney, one of the biggest clients we've got. So don't drop the ball. And another thing I want to say to, it's not no until it's a no. Because a lot of discussion in our weekly tactical meeting is, that client's no good. He won't return my call. It's not about you. It's about when the client's ready. And it's about, they could have anything going on in their personal life, their business, but until it's a no, it's a no. And that's a massive thing to remember, because you'll give up. I was insane. I never gave up on the leads until they told me to go away. I would just say to people that, do you want me to go away? Because I'll go away. 9 times out of 10, they say, no, I'm just not ready. So use your weekly tactical, use your CRM to chase these things. And speed is critical, and then follow up is even more critical.
Often we think that we're annoying people, but in fact, they do appreciate it if they're genuine. Yeah. And it's just as Jamie says, the timing isn't quite right, but they do feel that you care if you do follow up. So don't think that it's a negative thing to follow up. And they will tell you that if they're not genuine and they don't want the follow up. But, exactly what Jamie says, just follow up, because it really does show that you care and you really want their business.
Yeah. Well, it's a good point. I only had a lead I'd followed up 5 or 6 times over the last couple of months. And my last email to them was, at the sake of starting to annoy you, I'll put this as one of my final follow-ups, and then you can let me know if you'd like me to continue doing so. And they came back within 24 hours and said, no, I really want you to keep touching base. I'm just really busy. So it's a really good point. You just have to be persistent until they actually say, go away, I don't want the business.
Critical, guys, too, to measure the conversion rate. You must have it in your weekly tactical meeting in your CRM. How are we converting? So accountability to tie back to all this as well.
Mm-hmm.